Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Brittany, and if this is your first time stumbling across one of my videos, I do focus on fashion, beauty, and lifestyle. So if that seems like something that you may be interested in, please think about clicking on that subscribe button if you enjoy the content, of course. Also, if you're already a subscriber, go ahead and click on that notification bell. I upload twice a week, Tuesdays and Thursdays, and sometimes I'll put out a bonus video on Sunday, so I don't want you to miss any of them. In today's video, I am going to be applying this unit and I'm loving it. This unit is from Hairvivi and they are our sponsor for today, so we love that. And you guys know I have worked with Hairvivi in the past. I have about 2 or 3 units from them now, and they are one of my favorite companies to work with when I apply my own units at home because they make it so simple, you guys. The units come already bleached. The knots are bleached. The hairline is perfect. It's already plucked. It's colored, styled, and everything. You just kind of have to touch it up and tweak it to your own head and your face shape. But other than that, it is the most low maintenance units I've ever tried because it's already done. And today, girl, I didn't have to do anything but add like a few little curls, but I wanted something super laid back and just kind of like effortless. But I'm also loving this like chocolate brown color. Okay, so let's go ahead and get into this unit. Also, we do have a little bit of an advice portion. One of my supporters emailed me asking what would Brittany do in regards to, I'm not going to get into it too deep until we get into it, but it's about having kids or the pressure of having children before a certain age, enjoying your accomplishments while being single, and having the pressure of possibly like being married, being in a relationship, and things of that sort. And you guys know I've been there, so I can't wait for you guys to get into this portion of the video. So if you're interested, then stick around. All right, so I went ahead and cut the lace off. And I cut quite a bit of the lace because they like to do like an interesting hairline, and my hairline is more straight. So I went ahead and just cut the lace, and this is what we're looking like. So you can already tell it looks super natural. Like I don't have to do anything, but I am going to adhere this down just because I'm probably not going to feel like doing my hair again. And I don't know if I want to wear it straight or curl it. I don't think it has any layers per se, so I could straighten it out. I really should have dyed this black. I've been dying to do like a jet black look, but we'll see. And also you will receive a rat tail comb. I love this rat tail comb in particular because it has the metal tip and it makes it so easy to apply the unit, especially if you're using like the Got2b glue. You're also going to get an edge brush. I don't know if I'm going to do any baby hair today. They also included this band, guys, and I had never seen one of these, but I think this is like a no slip type of band that you can put in there. So if you did not want to glue this down or adhere it down with like gel or anything, it'll help it not to slip back. Of course, you also will receive an adjustable band, which I love these elastic bands because the adjustable thing is just so secure. Love that. And you also get this flyaway tamer, which I've never seen one like this. This is like a mascara wand. So usually I use like a flyaway tamer stick, but we'll see. But I usually don't have to because, you know, Hairvivi always just has like an amazing hairline and no flyaways. Like it's always just laid to perfection. And yeah, so let's go ahead and apply the unit, and then I'll come back and we'll get into the advice portion.
It's Feet Kills.
Original, puffing on me high grade, sipping on me liquor. Girls them a come, them a want, them a take her. Bad man, me a come in, me a wanna take her. Girls them a come, them a want it on the liquor. I steady sipping on my liquor. Then I tell her me she give her, never trust another nigga. I say she give me on the nigga. Say she feeling on the nigga. Say she run another nigga. Who's that? Baby, tell me who's that? Look back, baby, make you look back. Move that, way you move that. touch that. Baby, me just wanna touch that. Enter me radar.
Alright guys, so I went ahead and tied it up really quick. As you saw, it was super simple, super easy. I just want the lace to kind of, you know, melt into the skin a little bit more. But while we're doing that, let's go ahead and read this email that I received. Okay, y'all. So it says, "Hey Brittany, I hope all is well with you. I would like to touch on being over 30 with no kids. I am in my early 30s and I am single. I recently purchased a home, and since then, friends and family are asking when will I be married and have kids. My brother even openly expressed that I should not have purchased a home without being married. I ignore the comments, but sometimes it gets to me. I feel like I'm doing something wrong. It's not like I'm not meeting anyone. They just aren't worth my time and energy. These guys hardly work or have ambitions, and most are living with their mother. I just can't." So I guess she just wants me to kind of talk about this because, you know, I am in my 30s as well with no children. I'm not married. Even though I do have a boyfriend, I mean, I'm still single according to paper. You know, we're not married or anything. So here's my thing. First of all, live your life on your own terms. People are really good at projecting, right? So society says that, you know, you should be married by this age and, you know, you need to have kids by 35. And though that may be a societal norm, it also does have like some health issues and risk, you know, attached to that as well. But women these days are having children in their late 30s and 40s with no issues. But if you have always wanted and dreamed to be a mother, I think that is something that, yes, you should think about, but not worry yourself sick about, because everything happens in the right timing, right? For me, I don't mind being a mom, and I think that I would be an amazing mom, and I know that I would adjust my life to be a mom. But let me backtrack a little bit. One reason why I feel like it's so important to try to plan your children as much as possible is because a lot of us, we grew up with amazing parents that did any and everything that, you know, we needed. We didn't have to want for much. Depending on your circumstances, I'll just speak on mine. You know, I didn't have to want for anything. You know, my parents did everything that they had to do to make sure that I had a great education, to make sure that, you know, I felt loved and et cetera, et cetera. However, I do feel like a lot of our parents, they kind of just rolled with the punches. You know, I'm not going to say that I was a planned pregnancy, but I mean, my parents were together and everything, you know, they're married and have been together for years. So it's not like, you know, it was terrible, but that is definitely an adjustment to make when you don't plan out children. And if you're not ready to adjust your lifestyle, I don't believe in changing completely when you have children, but that's another topic. But if you're not ready to adjust in order to accommodate a child and to make sure that you are raising a child and not just, you know, having a kid, I think that you don't need to worry about it. You know, I don't know your circumstance. You didn't really say if you wanted children or not. I think it's time to take this off because this is going to be the quickest wig ever, guys. But yeah, you didn't really say like, you know, you wanted children or anything, but I'm assuming you do, but you're not pressed about it. And that is completely fine. You don't have to be. Okay, you absolutely don't have to be, and you shouldn't be. Okay, y'all, so this is what we're looking like. Of course, you know, Hairvivi always has amazing hairlines. The knots are always bleached to perfection. I mean, girl, what more is there to say? Okay, the unit looks good. There's no flyaways, and I'm just gonna go through and just kind of curl it with Old Faithful. Y'all know she's been through the wire, hun. I can't let her go. But I'm gonna just curl it, but real softly, because I was gonna do bone straight, but I think I want a little bit of body, something a little bit different. So we'll see. I don't know if I'm gonna do baby hairs or not, because I don't really need them. I do kind of need to go around here because it's a little white, but that's from you know, the Got to Be glue. Anyway, like I said, if you're not pressed about children, like, you should not be worried about kids if that's not something that's on your radar right now. You know what I mean? And honestly, yeah, men have a lot to do with it, but at the same time, I don't get why people make it their business to tell you how to live your life. And again, people get real funny because they don't know how other people can like live life on their own terms and not be worried. You know what I'm saying? I think that's a thing. So it's a lot of projection there. So people always like to project their issues off on others, especially when it comes to friends. It's really none of their business. Now, if it's your mom and your dad, and they feel like, okay, you're getting up there, in age, which early 30s is not old, but for them, they're like, okay, I want to be grandparents, blah, 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 blah. I get it. But at the same time, it's your life. You cannot live your life according to what other people want for you, because you'll be miserable. You have to live your life according to what you want for yourself. And if children is not on your radar right now, then it's not. Now, I hope that, you're doing just that. Like, don't let it get to you, because at the end of the day, who's raising the kids? It's going to be you, right? You're going to have to be the mom. You're going to have to, maybe slow down work, possibly, or make sure that the kids, your children are ready before you have to go to work. That's one thing for me. It's like, child, I have a hard time getting my own self out the door on time. I couldn't even imagine getting a whole nother body ready, a whole nother life, But on a more serious note, you have to be prepared to raise children if we want them to be literally our future, and they will be. And so rushing into something that you're not ready for, who does that hurt? Not even yourself as much as it would the child, I would think. And so that's how I look at it. I am blessed enough to not have parents. My parents never asked me, when do I want to have children? Like, never. It's not a conversation. But I think my parents know me as well. They know that, the type of girl that they raise. I tell this story all the time, because I do get questions from, and I won't say strangers, but like my supporters asking me, do I want children and stuff. And I think they ask me because they're like, she's in her 30s, she's not married, like, what's going on with that? And I always say, when I was a kid, I never saw myself wagging a baby around. I always saw myself like, I was 6 years old and we were told to, it was career day. And they asked, what did you want to be? There were kids that came in, they were stay-at-home moms. I mean, just, it was all real cutesy. But guess how I came in to career day? I had on a suit, okay? I had on a full suit. My hair was pulled back in a bun, and I had a briefcase. And I just remember that vision. Like, I would always see myself looking up at like tall buildings in the city. And that's just kind of how I saw my life. And though I wanted to be a lawyer at one point, and though I'm not that, I still am just living life on my own terms, and I couldn't be happier. Like, you know what I'm saying? And I think sometimes we feel like we're younger too. I know that's like my thing. I feel like I'm way younger than how old I am. Like, I know I'm in my early 30s, but I feel like I got a lot of time left. And maybe I don't, but again, when God says, and even if I don't have any children, I feel like I'd be okay with that. Now, companionship is hugely important to me. I definitely would like to be married, but that's not even hugely on my radar right now. Literally, I'm building the life that I've always dreamed of. You know what I'm saying? Living and building the life that I've always dreamed of. And I have a long way to go because I had a lot of dreams as a kid. I just saw so many things for myself, and I'm getting all of those things that I always saw for myself, that freedom to live everything. And it's in such a different way than I imagined, because I thought corporate life was the only way to be successful, and well, legally. And I just never imagined myself being an influencer and being able to have 2 incomes and do things that I've always wanted in my life. Like, it's crazy how God works. You know what I'm saying? God knows the desires of your heart. And I don't want this to be a preachy video, but anytime I talk about me, God is involved. That's just how it is. And so, you know, it's crazy how God will always make it happen. It just may not be the exact way that you expected it to be. And so I say all that to say, girl, if you desire children, you will have that desire will be fulfilled in one way or another throughout your life. And sometimes it don't always look like what we thought it would. You know, I'm not saying you're not going to have kids. That's up to you. All I'm saying is don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying? Everything happens in its own time. And I promise you, if you live life on your own terms, you'll be the happiest you've ever been. If you live life worrying about what other people are saying about you and when you need to have children and when you need to be married, when you need to get a boyfriend, you're going to be miserable and you're not going to even be able to enjoy those things when they do come, because it's always the next thing. You know what I'm saying? People will always ask about the next thing. Okay. Prime example. And this is so minute in comparison to, but me moving into my place, right? I mentioned it. The next thing was, when are you going to do the renovations? Did the renovations. When are you going to get this new? When are you going to do this? When are you going to do that? When are you going to finish that room? When are you going to do, you know what I'm saying? It's always what's next, because that's what people see on the outside, which is fine. That's what they're supposed to do. They want to see progression, you know, but for us, it's important to bask in what you've already accomplished, what you've already done. Because if I was on the same trajectory as those people asking me these questions, and I know they don't mean any harm, don't take it as that, but if I was on that trajectory, I wouldn't be able to step back and say how proud I am of myself for coming this far. A person who never thought that I could own something of my own without being married, without having someone help me. Everything that I've done, everything that I have, I've done it myself. And what I've come to realize is that the life that we see a lot of the times, or sometimes the life that we see others living, they've had help. They've had a husband help them. They've had their parents help them. They've had boyfriends help them. And some may say, well, why not me? Why come I didn't get help? But I don't look at it like that. I look at it as a huge accomplishment. I didn't need all that. I have the support that I need, but I did not need someone to come in and help me and sweep me up off of my feet in order for me to live the life that I want to live. And it's important for me to bask in that and pat myself on the back every now and then. You know what I'm saying? And you should do the same thing. And anybody out there, ladies, if you're out there and you're listening to this, I know this is a hair video, honey, and yes, we are serving. Let's not forget about her. But bask in your accomplishments. Do not live your life on someone else's terms. Because when you're watering your own grass, I'm sure you're not out there telling other people how to live. I don't do that either, because I got so much going on here that I don't have time to tell somebody else how to live their life. Now, for my friends and my family, when they ask for my advice, of course, I set aside that time, right? We set aside that time. We make time to speak to our friends and family and to converse with them about maybe something that they're struggling with. But I don't spend my time, okay? I don't spend my time telling people how to live their life unless asked. And you should not do that either, girl. You should only live your life the way that you want to. Do not allow, I know it's a little bit harder when it comes to parents, and I've never experienced that, so it's a little difficult for me to speak to that. But girl, these friends, honey, why are they worried about when you're having a kid, when you're getting married? How does that benefit them? Other than maybe a possible, double date, if they are even married, if they even have children, maybe a play date. But in the grand scheme of things, how important is a double date or a play date with children? When you're thinking about bringing a whole nother life into your life, whether that be a man, okay, or whether that be a child. You can get rid of a man. You can't get rid of a child. And even if you do, you will still the mother to that child. You know what I mean? So it's just like, at the end of the day, they need to mind their business, period, right? That's how I feel. But I know that so many of us struggle with that. I know that, you know, and it's difficult, I think, because people, going back to like those questions that I receive all the time, I feel like people ask me because they see how I'm living my life and they're like, is she coping with this? Is she struggling through this like we are? Or does she not want kids at all? And I get why it can seem just confusing, or like, how is she working through it? You know, people are looking to you maybe for answers, like, what does that life look like? Because you're traveling a road that not many choose to travel, right? There's so many people who stay in relationships just to not be single. So many people who make babies to keep relationships. Like, come on. It's just, it gets real toxic and it ain't even worth it. If you're happy, you say that you have a good job, you know, you're making good money, you just bought your first home. And again, buying a home is for you. It ain't got nothing to do with kids and a man. You still got to have somewhere to live. And for me, I know I can throw money away on clothes and shoes and accessories and all of that. That's just, you know, it's the Libra in me. But one thing I could not do was throw money away on an apartment. For some reason, and even cars, like I don't lease cars or anything. That's a whole nother financial conversation there. I think it is, let me just say, sometimes you can lease a car and it's perfectly fine and you should. But I couldn't lease a car for the lifestyle that I live, you know what I'm saying? And be paying this amount of money for 2 years, knowing that I could have been paid the car off and it be mine. That's just how I look at things. So again, girl, keep living life on your own terms. Don't be worried about other people and what they have to say about how you're living your life and what you need to be doing, or when you don't let other people put you on a timeline, because throughout each step of those timelines, you'll be very, very surprised at how many people fall off. And it's only you left at night with the baby, or up at night with a man you don't want. Hello? Okay. So that's my thoughts on that. What do we think about this hair, y'all? So this is what, let me scoot y'all back. This is what I ended up doing. I just did like soft curls. How do we feel? I think it's cute. Just something soft, you know. I think I'm gonna go through and add a little bit of baby hair. Let's do that.
Now you dey mash up the place, enter the radar. Cause you are what's in me brain, the only special one for me. Now you be the only one I see. Anywhere you go, I wanna be.
Guys, so this is what we're working with after all is said and done, and I'm loving it. I had to turn my lights all the way down. I don't know what's going on with my lighting tonight, but I don't need it. Okay, I didn't ask for it. But absolutely loving this unit. You guys know how I feel about Hairvivi. I've worked with them several times before. Check out my hair playlist for other Hairvivi units, and they have so many units on the website. You guys, if you are looking for something that is super low maintenance, this is the brand for you. They have units that come cut, colored. The knots are always bleached to perfection. You get that elastic band so you don't have to adhere it down. But if you love it like I do, you probably want to keep it on for a couple of days. So yeah, thank you so much, Hairvivi, for sponsoring this video. Also, I hope you guys enjoyed the advice portion of this video. I kind of just spoke on the subject, but I know that so many women my age, even younger, may be going through this, and older. So if you have gone through this, or you have felt a certain type of way about, you know, not having kids at a certain age or not being married at a certain age, put that down below. Let's talk about your experience as well. I love when you guys email me, you know, asking me what would Brittany do. I feel like we really connect, and especially in the comment section. So I would love to know, like, if you are dealing with this as well, do you feel guilty? Are you just living your life, girl? You're not worried about the people? Like, what are you? Or let's say you're past 35 and now you have regrets for not having children younger, maybe? I don't know. I would love to hear your thoughts. So anyway, I'll go ahead and link this unit down below. It's super easy, super low maintenance, and that's all, girl. So anyway, I will talk to you on my next video. Bye.
Take me on a trip, I'd like to go someday. Take me to New York, I'd love to see LA. I really want to come kick it with you. You'll be my American boy. He said, hey sister, it's really, really nice to meet ya. I just met this 5'7" guy who's just my type. Like the way he's speaking, confidence is peaking. Don't like his baggy